H-Town, wake up because the silence in the front office is deafening right now. And we are standing on the edge of a decision that defines our depth for this historic 2026 run. We have fought too hard to let the pieces crumble now, and every move Nick Caserio makes is a heartbeat in this organization. You won't believe the trade whispers circulating through NRG Stadium today because this changes the entire safety net for our franchise. We are building a massive tribe here, and we need you. Hit subscribe and help us reach 4,000 insiders right now. Join us. Davis Mills has become the name on everyone's lips as the dust finally starts to settle on what has been an absolutely wild offseason for our Houston Texans. We have seen the roster shift and evolve in ways that make us feel like a powerhouse, but there is one specific contract situation that is starting to feel like a ticking time bomb in the locker room. Davis Mills is entering the final year of his deal, and he is set to make a massive $8.1 million for this 2026 season, which is a significant chunk of change for a backup quarterback. We all know that C.J. Stroud is the undisputed king of this city and the face of the NFL, but the reality of professional football is that you are always one snap away from disaster. When we look back at the grit and the absolute resilience this team showed last year, we have to give credit where it is due, because Davis Mills was the one who held the line. Do you remember when the Air left the stadium because C.J. Stroud was sidelined with that extended concussion protocol? That was the moment we saw what Davis Mills was truly made of because he stepped into the fire and did not blink once. He led us through a 3-0 stretch that essentially saved our postseason hopes and proved he is not just some guy on the bench. He is a legitimate game manager who knows how to win under pressure, and that kind of experience is worth its weight in gold when you are chasing a championship. But now, we are at a crossroads where his value might never be higher than it is right now, and we have to wonder if Nick Caserio is looking at his phone waiting for a desperate team to call. Is it time to cash in on the security of Davis Mills, or do we value that peace of mind more than a draft pick? The idea of a trade involving Davis Mills is not just some random internet rumor, because the financial implications are staring us right in the face as we head into the summer. When a player is entering the final year of his deal and looking at free agency, the front office has to make a cold and calculated decision about whether to get something for him now or risk losing him for absolutely nothing later. On the surface, there is a very strong case to be made that his trade stock has peaked because of those 3 games where he acted as the steady hand for this organization. Opposing general managers around the league are not blind, and they saw him average nearly 240 yards passing per game while maintaining a 59.5% completion rate. He threw 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception during that critical stretch, and that kind of efficiency is exactly what quarterback-needy teams are looking for in a bridge starter. We are talking about a player who can walk into a building and immediately provide a veteran presence without turning the ball over. But here is the raw truth that many people are ignoring, because the market might not be as booming as we think it is right now. We are deep into the off-season calendar, and most teams have already committed to their path for the 2026 season, which leaves Davis Mills in a very strange position. It is a high-stakes game of poker, where the Houston Texans hold a very valuable card, but they might not find anyone willing to pay the premium price for it. We have to ask ourselves if we are willing to gamble our depth for a middle-round pick when we are trying to win a Super Bowl. The tension is rising because one wrong move could leave us vulnerable if the unthinkable happens to our starter again. When we look across the landscape of the league, it is clear that many teams have already placed their bets on who will lead them onto the field this year. You look at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are moving forward with Aaron Rodgers, or the New York Jets, who have Geno Smith leading the charge, and it becomes obvious that the demand for a career backup on a 1-year deal is reaching a plateau. For these franchises, adding Davis Mills does not significantly move the needle or change their current trajectory, so they likely would not offer anything more than a late-day 3 pick in a trade. This is where the narrative shifts from looking for value to looking for the best interest of our own locker room. The Houston Texans are in a championship window, and in that window, you cannot afford to be cheap or short-sighted when it comes to the most important position in sports. Davis Mills has been in this building for several years now, and he knows every single nuance of this playbook like the back of his hand. He has built genuine chemistry with the wide receivers and the offensive line, which is something you simply cannot buy in the middle of a season. If we were to ship him off for a measly 6th-round pick and then find ourselves in a situation where C.J. Stroud has to miss time, we would be kicking ourselves for letting such a reliable insurance policy walk out the door. The reality is that the value Davis Mills brings to Houston as a proven backup is likely much higher than any trade package Nick Caserio could secure on the open market right now. We are a team that values consistency and loyalty, and keeping a guy who has already proven he can win games for us feels like the smartest play on the board. It is honestly unbelievable how quickly fans forget the nightmare of not having a competent backup when your star player goes down in the heat of a playoff race. I am losing my mind thinking about the possibility of going into the 2026 season with a question mark behind CJ Stroud just to save a few $1 million or grab a future draft pick that might never even make the roster. Seriously, we have to understand that Davis Mills is more than just a name on a depth chart because he represents the stability of this entire rebuild. He has survived the lean years and he has earned the right to be part of the glory years that are coming our way. There is a secret sense of confidence in the building when you know that your number 2 guy can step in and keep the ship sailing straight without any turbulence. Many people want to see aggressive trades and constant movement, but sometimes the most aggressive thing you can do is stand your ground and protect what you have already built. We have seen Nick Caserio make surprise moves before, like when he moved on from Titus Howard, or navigated the draft with ice in his veins, so we can never say never. But the insider vibe right now suggests that Davis Mills has a very solidified place on this roster because he is the perfect injury plug-in. He is a professional who does not complain about his role, and he stays ready for his moment, which is all you can ask for from a quarterback in his position. We are talking about a guy who helped guide the Texans through a concussion crisis and came out the other side with a perfect record in those starts. That kind of reliability is what separates the contenders from the pretenders, and we are definitely in the contender category now. As we look toward the future of this franchise, it is clear that the marriage between Davis Mills and the Houston Texans might actually have more legs than people realize. If he is willing to sit down and talk about a re-sign deal that makes sense for both sides next offseason, we could see him staying in H-Town for a very long time as the ultimate veteran presence. We are witnessing the birth of a dynasty, and every single piece of this puzzle matters, from the superstars like CJ Stroud to the dedicated backups who hold everything together behind the scenes. This offseason has shown us that Nick Caserio is always looking for an edge, but he also understands the value of continuity in a system that is finally starting to click. I want to see your fire in the comments below because this is our team and our future on the line. Do you think we should hold on to Davis Mills and prioritize that veteran depth, or should we take the risk and trade him away for whatever value we can get before he hits free agency? I am telling you right now that I want to see the soul of this fan base erupting because we are building something special and we cannot afford to take our foot off the gas. Is this our year to finally bring the trophy home to Houston, or are we being too cautious with our roster construction? Your voice is the heartbeat of this tribe, and I read every single thought you guys put out there. We are hitting that 4,000 subscriber goal together, and I need every single one of you to lock in for this ride because 2026 is going to be a year. We never forget, this is about more than just football. It is about the culture we are creating here in Texas. Keep the energy high and keep the faith in our boys because the journey is just beginning. It is our time to shine. Toro time.